Hey everybody, welcome to RETROspect. I'm Chris, and this is the first video in a small series that I'm going to do, taking a look at my top games that everybody loves that I can't stand, and games that I love and are in defense of. Let's get started. Skyward Sword. This game is one in which opinions are usually in the extremes. It catches lots of crap from many people, but also lots of fanboyish love. Some of the major complaints are the visuals of the game, which I find crazy because I was a huge fan of the style. Cel-shaded but not cartoon Wind Waker look was pulled off amazingly, with bright, vibrant colors and lots of wit and charm put into designing it. It felt how a Zelda game should, unlike Twilight Princess, which just had a dark, boring atmosphere. It just made me feel like a boring person while playing it. Wow! Skyward Sword, it's bright, it's fun, it's something new. I understand Twilight Princess wanted a darker atmosphere, but, well, I'll get to that later. Sure, I mean, it didn't look HD, but it's the Wii. You get what you pay for. And also, a game doesn't have to have realistic graphics to be good. Another thing is the controls. I found the controls perfect. I had no problems with them at all. They're pretty one-to-one for me, but some people reported having troubles with the responsiveness. Maybe if you step back from the TV or check the batteries. You got a new Wii. Anyways, I guess it really depends because everybody has their own accounts of, their playing of the game. The controls were some of the best I've seen in a Wii game. And someone ventured to say that it was the game that the Wii was born for. Ah yes, here we go. The overworld and map. The only thing I wasn't too happy about. But honestly, I did like the birds and the flying. They tried something new and it felt like it paid off this time. Skyloft was big, a little empty, but that's okay because flying wasn't a hassle. The map was smaller, yes, but at least it wasn't uselessly big and empty. Each part of the world below was special and had its own charms about it. The first act was pretty much discovering the beautiful areas. The second act of the game, I went back and discovered new places and dungeons within them, which, while playing, I didn't mind much, but in hindsight, I do believe that they could have designed more places, or at least connected them a little better. But it's redeemed because overall the game just had a great feel. It felt like a Zelda game. There were adventure parts, danger parts, pretty parts, spooky parts, heartwarming parts, heartbreaking parts, and just plain awesome parts. And this time, I actually ended up caring about Zelda and saving her. The story was interesting and never got too dull. It immersed me in the world as well as a Zelda game can. Man, I love this game. Now, see, I guess my biggest problem with Twilight Princess was how uninteresting it was. It wasn't immersive, it was just dull. Link had the same blink-ass look on his face the whole time, like, oh, look, a giant spider. Yeah. Dull. Skyward Sword's Link had emotions, and face portrayed them really well. Twilight Princess's Zelda, Link, and Ilia were all so boring. The only character who had any real, character was Midna. The other thing was dark. Dark. Don't get me wrong, I love dark. It's a great mood twist for a generally bright series, when done right. Twilight Princess tried to emulate something on an Ocarina of Time adventure and a Majora's Mask dark and scary, but the thing about Majora's Mask is it had a dark humor and charm to it. When Twilight Princess tried it, it was just sad, not for the right reasons. The color palette was muted and dull, and the characters were not original or creative, sometimes downright creepy. Majora's Mask had got the creepy right. It was creepy and fun. Looking up at that moon, scared the hell out of me. Twilight Princess just went through the motions and was so long and boring. The backtracking and the secrets were not very satisfying. The moon constantly getting closer and the 3-day mechanic in Majora's Mask was absolutely fantastic and added a real sense of fear to the whole world. Twilight Princess was just an attempt at rehashing past games with the dark, quasi-realistic visuals. It didn't turn out as good as everyone says. I gotta say, it was my least favorite Zelda game.